Britain, land of rolling hills, quaint villages, but also a land with a shadowy past, a history stained with infamous crimes. These stories, more than just headlines, they are chilling reminders of the darkness that lurks. Some crimes grip a nation. They become legend, passed down, whispered. These tales tell us about ourselves, our fears, our vulnerabilities. They expose the underbelly of society. These crimes, though distant, resonate. They remind us evil is real. The need for justice, universal. Let's delve into the UK's dark heart. 1888, London, fog-choked, gaslit streets, a city gripped by fear. Jack the Ripper stalked the night. His prey, women, his motive, shrouded in mystery. Whitechapel, a slum, poverty, vice, despair. It was here Jack chose his victims. 5 women brutally murdered, their throats slashed, bodies mutilated. The city held its breath. Newspapers screamed headlines. The police baffled. Jack, a phantom? He vanished into the fog. Never caught. His legend lived on, the ultimate unsolved crime. August 8, 1963, a Royal Mail train travelling through the Buckinghamshire countryside. On board, millions of pounds, destination London. But fate had other plans. A gang of criminals, led by Bruce Reynolds. They stopped the train, a daring move. They used no firearms, ingenious planning, audacity unmatched. The haul, a staggering £2.6 million. The public, captivated. A victimless crime, some thought so. The robbers, folk heroes, for a while maybe. But justice has a long arm. Most were caught, the legend endured. The moors, bleak, desolate, 1963 to 1965, a place of horror. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley, lovers, killers. They preyed on children, 5 young victims tortured, murdered, buried on Saddleworth Moor. Their cries lost to the wind, the discovery of the bodies, a nation recoiled. The trial, sensational. Brady and Hindley, symbols of pure evil. The Moors murders, a scar on the national psyche, a reminder, monsters walk among us. What drives a person to such acts? Jack the Ripper. An enigma. Theories abound. A surgeon, a madman, we'll never know. His anonymity fuels the legend. The great train robbers, driven by greed, ambition. They craved wealth, adventure. They became anti-heroes to some. Their audacity, captivating. Brady and Hindley, the epitome of evil. Sadists. They found pleasure in suffering. Their depravity shocked a nation. Their names synonymous with cruelty. These crimes, more than just events, they sparked outrage, fear. They gripped the public imagination. Newspapers fueled the frenzy. Jack the Ripper's reign, panic in the streets, women afraid to walk alone. The Ripper became a symbol of the city's dark underbelly, the great train robbery, a sense of awe. Mixed with outrage, the audacity, the sheer scale of the crime, it captivated a nation. The Moors murders, horror, disgust. Parents terrified for their children. The case shook society to its core, trust shattered. These crimes tested law enforcement, exposed weaknesses, spurred change. Jack the Ripper's case, a turning point. Police methods were outdated, no forensics, no profiling. The Ripper case highlighted these flaws. It pushed for modernization. The Great Train Robbery, a sophisticated operation. It forced police to adapt, to think like criminals, to improve communication. The Moors murders saw major advances in forensic science, soil analysis, dental records. These helped secure convictions. These crimes didn't just change policing, they impacted the law itself. Sentencing guidelines, prison reform, public perception of justice, the brutality of Jack the Ripper's crimes, the public outcry. It led to calls for stricter punishment, for a greater understanding of criminal psychology. The Great Train Robbery saw tougher sentences for robbery. The case tested the limits of the justice system and public opinion. The Moors murders, a catalyst for change. The death penalty was debated. Public horror led to calls for life sentences without parole. These crimes, echoes of the past, but they still resonate. They remind us. Darkness exists, evil persists. The need for justice is constant. These stories are cautionary tales. They teach us about ourselves, our vulnerabilities, our capacity for both good and evil. We learn from these crimes. We adapt, we strive for a safer society, but the shadows remain. A reminder. The fight for justice is never truly over.